The American people are living in a matrix. They don't understand the truth of how things are working in this country, you know? And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, right? So I had a friend, Nick Rockefeller. He's the one who told me 11 months before 9/11 ever happened that there was going to be an event. Never told him what the event was going to be, but there was going to be an event. And out of that event, we were going to invade Afghanistan to run pipelines from the Caspian Sea. We were going to invade Iraq, you know, to take over the oil fields, establish a base in the Middle East, and make it all part of the New World Order. And we'd go after Chavez in Venezuela. Iraq didn't have weapons of mass destruction, okay? So that was the next lie. Now they're talking about going into Iran. Now, how would you feel if you were Iran and you had this big, powerful country, America, go into your next door neighbor, take over their oil fields, right? Wouldn't you be worried that what they were going to do to you? Of course you're going to be worried. But the people of America don't think about it from Iran's point of view. They think about it from our point of view. So now we're going to send more troops into Iraq and keep building up because they want Iraq and the Middle East to become part of the New World Order. And the next lie was going into Iraq, you know, to get Saddam Hussein out with his weapons of mass destruction. That was the next lie.
He told you it was going to be a hoax.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's no question. And I remember he was telling me how how you're gonna see soldiers looking in caves for people in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and all these places, and there's gonna be this war on terror, of which there's no real enemy, and the whole thing is a giant hoax. And it doesn't matter Republican and Democrat anymore, because they're both the same. This world, we're heading into a world of danger, possible nuclear wars, you know, because the banking industry is trying to take over the world, you know. And I used to say to him, what's the point of all this? You have all the money in the world you need. You have all the power you need. What's the point? You know, what's the end goal? And he said the end goal is to get everybody chipped, to control the whole society. You know, I believe God put me on this earth to be the best person I could be, and put everybody on this earth to be the best they can be, not to be a slave and a sheep to you and these people. And I don't understand why you want to control everything. What is the need for that, you know? It's just one thing leading to the other. And it's always a point of taking over more countries, more dominance, you know, making sure the American dollar, making sure the G8 stays in control of everything. And what they want to do is to control the American people, control the people of the world, put RFID chips in everybody, so everybody's a slave to these central banks. Then you create the war on terrorism, which is the next lie. Then you create the war in Iraq for weapons of mass destruction, which is the next lie. And it's one lie to the next lie to the next lie. Now it's going to be Iran.
Let's admit it. Let's stop debating the two puppets they put out in front of us. The liberal puppet, the conservative puppet. And then every time we wake up to one of the puppets, they just replace it with another puppet. Let's look past the puppets to the puppet master above them that's controlling the puppets. That's all Aaron Russo and myself and Ron Paul and so many other people are saying. Let's get back to a culture of liberty versus tyranny, not this left-right diversion. You know, when folks are sick of Obama in 4 to 8 years, they're going to put a Republican in, and they'll put out different rhetoric, but carry out the same operation. They own both parties, but they get you in a rah-rah, Coke versus Pepsi, Redskins versus Cowboys, you know, fight. And you get in this little political fight as followers instead of looking past that to the actual global elite and what they're setting up.
Look, we're dealing with complete evil. We're dealing with complete evil. And until the American people wake up and say, we don't want this evil in our country anymore, and we want to come back to a country of decency and goodness and integrity and honor, you know, we're going down that road. They have all the money they want. They can make all the money they want. They have a machine that can make all the money. It's not about money. It's about control. It's about their vision of how they want to see the world.
What the hell's wrong with this elite? I mean, what are they running around doing evil? I mean, they just run around continually doing evil.
So in reality, Roger, you were chosen by high-powered demon spirits to be a part of their human special privileged group.
Thousands of spirit worshippers in only different societies of spirit worshippers in this world. But he says we are the elite. The time had arrived for us to start trusting the spirits and give the spirits a chance to work for us.
What the hell's wrong with this elite? I mean, what are they running around doing evil? I mean, they just run around continually doing evil.
The satanic cult movement dovetails and is tied into the Illuminati, that is tied into the U.S. intelligence community, that is tied into the illegal drug activity in this country, that is tied into the MK Ultra mind control program, which is a CIA program.
Our policy of never-ending war, regime change, and nation building is being replaced.
They should make the masses the most lavish of promises. He observed, quote, "The opposite of what has been promised can always be done afterwards. That is of no consequence," end quote. He reasoned that by using such words as freedom and liberty, the masses could be stirred up to such a pitch of patriotic fervor that they could be made to fight even against the laws of God and nature. He added, quote, "And for this reason, after we obtain control of the very name of God, we will be erased from the lexicon of life."
Satan and all his spirit counselors held a great general council with one purpose in mind. It was to prepare for the great industrial age that was soon to break upon the world. And Lucifer also foresaw another age that was to follow that, where tremendous scientific discoveries would be made by people, and we would enter a unique age that would change the way that everybody lives. It would also serve to usher in the end times and the close of the great controversy between the forces of good and evil.
I was the only president in generations who didn't start a war.
You're getting bombing of Iran, you're getting bombing of Yemen, you're getting bombing of Venezuela, a regime change war in Venezuela. They're still funding the Ukraine war. Instead of cutting the deficit, they're exploding the deficit. Instead of cutting the money being spent on the Pentagon, they're exploding the money on the war machine. Instead of making healthcare more affordable, they're cutting healthcare. Instead of making sure we have America first for jobs, they're importing HB1 visas to take your jobs.
We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't. So we're going to be doing something with Greenland, either the nice way or the more difficult way. Because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor.